Good morning, students. How are you? Hope you all are fine here. So today in this class we will read chapter number 3 of our literature, and that is the glimpses of past. Now what is glimpses? Glimpses means a short explanation. So here in this chapter we will read about short explanation of our past. In past we will talk about Indian history. Indian history is so vast. We can't explain it in this chapter. In this chapter, we will talk about the War of Independence. That means what struggle we made to get the independence. Understand? This chapter is divided into 9 parts. If you will see in your book, these 9 parts are having some speech bubbles. And through the speech bubbles, we will read about the history. Understand? And these 9 parts covers the time from 1757 to 1857. Means what type of event happened during that time we will discuss in this chapter one by one. So let me give you a short introduction of all these 9 parts. The martyrs. Number 1 is the martyrs. Martyrs are the person who sacrificed their life for the country. Second is the company's conquest. Now, which company here we are talking about? We are talking about East India Company. How did Britishers come to India? First of all, they established their company, the East India Company. And after that, slowly they grabbed the whole India. Third, British rule. They started ruling. Fourth, Ram Mohan Roy. Ram Mohan Roy was a very popular personality from Bengal. He played a very important role in our independence. Oppression. Oppression means what kind of rudeness the Britishers did with us. Next, dissatisfaction. Britishers, they did so many things for India. Many things they did for their benefit and many things they did for our benefit. Somewhere we were dissatisfied with them, and somewhere they were also dissatisfied with us. We'll read about the dissatisfaction in this part. Next is the spark. The spark means anger. Britishers, they did wrong with us. Due to that, all the people, they were filled with anger and they wanted to get rid of the Britishers. Next is the revolt. Yes, you are right. You're thinking about 1857 revolt. Yes, that revolt we are talking about here. Next is the fight for freedom. Fight for freedom means after the revolt, we started the fight to get the freedom. All these events, they showed the Britishers that how strong the Indians are, and till this time they were having idea that what Indians can do for their country. Understand, students? So one by one we will discuss all these parts. Now, the first part is the martyrs. As I have already told you, martyrs are the persons who sacrifice their lives for the country. Now here in this part, if you will see, you'll see some persons are sitting and one lady is addressing the countryman. It's a kind of function going on in that Jawaharlal Nehru is also sitting and many other ministers are also sitting. And the lady is addressing the countryman. She is thanking all the countrymen for the struggle they did for the independence. Means this part is after the independence. Understand? She is thanking all the martyrs. In all the martyrs, she is thanking Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Lakshmi Bai, Subhash Chandra Bose. You will see in the picture all the martyrs. Now she is saying that they are the only one who are responsible for the independence. If they were not there, we will not be able to stand here. So here in this part, she is thanking all the martyrs who sacrificed their life for the independence. Now students, the second part we will discuss about the company's conquest. Students, this chapter is not about the story. It is about the events happened during that time. Now, in the second part, the company's conquest, as I have already told you, which company here we are talking about? The East India Company. East India Company extended in 18th century, means in 17th century Britishers, they came to India and they established their company. By the end of 18th century or in the middle of 18th century, the company was fully expanded over there in India. Mughals and Indian princes, that time Mughals were also there in rule and Indian princes were also there. So they started fighting. They were always fighting that I am the better one, I am the better one. So they were always fighting, and Britishers, they took the advantage. And what they did, they subdued all the Indian princes. Tipu Sultan, he was the Indian prince at that time in some part of India. He fought bravely, but he died. He was a very good king. Now after that, some Indians, they were very much thankful to the Britishers. Why they were very much thankful? Because at that time some bad kings were also there. They were showing their cruelty towards their kingdom. So they were thankful to the Britishers that Britishers, because of the Britishers, they were stopped, because Britishers, they subdue all the kings. Subdue means they made them out of the kingdom. They took all the charge in their hands. So eventually the Britishers, they saved the people of India from Indian cruelties, Indian kings' cruelty. Understand students? Now, so students, now we will discuss the third part. The third part is British rule, and that happened during the 1765 till 1836. After the establishment of the East India Company, Britishers, they started ruling the India. First of all, they picked the weak points of our India. How? See, that time in India, many wrong practices were going on, like untouchability, child marriage, and ill treatment with women. The Indians, the old preachers of India, they were believing that woman is the only responsible for the sorrows of the country, but that is not true, right? So when the Britishers, they saw or hear about all these things, they were shocked to see how Indians, they can behave with their brothers, with their mothers like this. So eventually Indians lost their self-respect in the eyes of Britishers. They were thinking, if Indians are not respecting the Indians, so why we should respect them? We should also do the same thing with them. And Britishers, they started doing bad things with them. They started charging high taxes from the Indians, and they cut the thumbs of the Indian artists. Why they cut the thumbs of Indian artists? So that they could not do anything their own. They should be totally dependent upon the foreign goods, because they want to establish their company, and if people will buy foreign goods, then only the foreign company will stay in India. So they started ruling after establishing the company. Understand? So now students, we will discuss the fourth part. In fourth part, we will discuss about Ram Mohan Roy. He came from the time 1772 until 1833. He was there in India. Now, what he did, as I have told you, he was a very important person in the struggle of Indian independence. What he did for the country, how he established his name. Now see here, he was from Bengal, and he was a very wise person. He was a good thinker. Means he was educated. He knew like what Indians should do for the betterment of the country. He knew that Indians are superstitious and their wrong beliefs are only responsible for the misery of the country. He knew that the Britishers, they took the advantage of the superstitions and the wrong beliefs of Indians. That is why they are here. He tried to educate Indians because he know education is a thing which can stop every cruelty. So he tried to educate, but some Indians, they were not ready. They were thinking that we will not educate our children because they were believing in their own beliefs which were not true. And he was a very scientific thinker. He started a newspaper for the country people, but Britishers, they stopped it in the year 1823 because Britishers, they were known that if the Indians will be educated, they will start putting their voice against us and they will be no more in the country. So that is why he stopped Raja Ram Mohan Roy. But he was very wise thinker. He made 20% of his efforts for the betterment of the country. Understand? So now students, we will discuss the fifth part, and that is oppression. Oppression means suppression, means making someone under pressure. So Britishers, they were making their pressure on Indians. They even passed a regulation number 3. What is regulation number 3? According to this regulation, this is a kind of act. According to this act, any Indian could be sent to jail without a trial. That means Britishers can put any Indian to the jail and they will not be having the right to go in court and say something in their favor. No one will listen to them, government will not listen to them, they will just directly go to jail. That was a very wrong thing. At least everyone, if someone is putting some blame on someone, then that person should have right to say something about that. But Britishers, they were sending the Indians to jail directly without the trial. Britishers, they were getting high salaries, and Indians, for the same work, they were getting very low salary. This was very wrong thing, right? It was a partiality because Britishers, they don't want to give Indians the respect, the full salary. They want to give the respect, the salary to their people only, right? In 1829, Britishers, they exported goods worth rupees 7 crore to India. That time they stopped all the Indian goods and they were exporting the foreign goods in their country, in the India, so that Indians will buy the foreign goods and their business will establish. And as a result, no one was purchasing Indian goods. Even Indians were not purchasing Indian goods because they were putting high taxes on the Indian goods. And on the other hand, they were not putting any kind of tax on foreign goods. So eventually, Indian farmers, Indian weavers, they were not having any food to feed their family, to feed themselves, and they started dying due to the hunger. So all these things, all these bad things they were doing with our countrymen. Who were doing? The Britishers. Now students, we will discuss about the sixth part. Sixth part is dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction means when we are not satisfied with someone. So in this part, sometimes in somewhere Britishers were not satisfied with us and somewhere Indians were not satisfied with the Britishers. Now here, during that time 1835, 1856, that time in India only Sanskrit and Persian education was there. So that time Lord Macaulay was in the rule. He thought that he should start English education in India so that they can benefit their own company, means their East India Company. So they started the English language education. As a result, they hired Indian clerks for the British services, for the British company, East India Company, and they were getting benefits also. But some Indians, they were not in the favor. They were thinking that we are doing all the hardships, we are doing all the struggle, and the benefit the Britishers are getting. They were not in the favor of foreign education. They were very happy with their own education, Sanskrit and Persian education. They were not supporting the education. But that time, this education proved very good for the Indians. Now, up to that time, 1856, Britishers, they conquered the whole India, means they grabbed the whole India. They came to India in 17th century. That time, one state, two state, three states, they were ruling. But up to this time, means 1856, they established in full country. Understand? Now students, we will discuss the seventh part, and the seventh part is the sparks. Spark means anger. Means what were the reasons they started the war of independence? Means they were bearing all the rudeness, all the cruelty, but what were the reasons when they thought, now that's it, they don't want the Britishers to rule on them? So what were the reasons? First of all, the high taxes. Britishers, they were continuing charging high taxes from the Indians, on land, animals, crops, on every Indian thing. They were charging high taxes. So people, they were paying the taxes from their own pocket. They were not getting the benefit. They were not earning that much from their land, from their animals, or from their crops. They had to pay to Britishers as taxes. So they were in anger. This was the first reason. Second reason was Indian soldiers, they were working in the British army that time, because British were in rule. So for the same work, they were getting very less salary. And when they raised their voice against that, they were thrown out of their army. They were thrown out of the British army. And Mangal Pandey, he was one of them. He was also working for the Britishers in their army. But he was so brave, he attacked them. But he was shot. He was died because he was alone. He tried so hard. Now next, Muslims and Hindus were against. Now that time, one event happened, like one thing happened. Britishers, they made a kind of bullet which was greased with the fat of cow and pigs. And when the soldiers had to explode that bullet, they had to pull it out with their mouth. And Muslims, and Hindus, they were against that, because Muslims, they are considering pigs as their god, and Hindus, they are considering cows as their mothers. So they were very much depressed about this. So these were the reasons which made the Indians to do the revolt. Understand? Now students, we will discuss about the 8th part, and that is revolt. The revolt of 1857. You have heard about this revolt, maybe you have read about this revolt in your SST also. Yes, the same revolt we are talking about. That revolt outbreak in Meerut, because that time Meerut, it was a state in India. That time in Meerut, there was a widespread of Britishers. So at that time, the revolt outbreak in Meerut, they started their first attack from Meerut. Understand? That time Muslims and Indian kings, they joined their hands, because they were so much upset for the bullet reason. So they joined their hands against the Britishers, and they started attacking the Britishers one by one. Now they boycott all the foreign goods also. If they will not purchase the foreign goods, eventually the company will have to face the loss, and they will go from India. So that is why they boycott the foreign goods. And there was a widespread of rebellions. Means Britishers, They were on one side. Muslims and Indians, in Brahmins and other like people, they were on one side. They all were against the Britishers. They all wanted the Britishers to get out of their country. Understand? So now students, we will discuss the ninth part, that is the last part of this chapter, the fight for freedom. After the revolt, the actual fight started. Now, in this fight, Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow, that time Lucknow was a very big state. Begum Hazrat Mahal, she was in the rule that time in Lucknow. The Britishers, they took her kingdom because she was lady. They passed the rule, Britishers that time, that a lady cannot rule over the state. So they took her kingdom. She was so angry. Maulvi Abdullah of Faizabad, he was also in anger against the Britishers due to some reasons. They all were Muslims. They were having very big army. They joined the hands with Tantia Tope. Tantia Tope was the Hindu leader at that time. He took the charge and planned the war for independence. Now, they all attacked the Britishers one by one. Kuvar Singh of Bihar, he fought very bravely and he died. Now, after all these fights, after all these struggles, Britishers, they were scared of Indians. Now, that up to this time, they were sure that Indians can do anything for their country, and due to all these struggle, whatsoever struggle the Indians have done the 100 years, due to these struggles, India got independence in the year of 1947. So this is how we got the independence. So students, this was all in this chapter. I am sending you the question answers of this chapter. There are no word meanings for this chapter. So you have to write all the question answers in your fair notebook. Thank you so much.